one of the schools that you showed to us in Rajasthan, there's just something intriguing about everything, the concept and everything, but there's just this one question that in the central courtyard, so to speak, you have provided a huge chunk of columns with, say, pergolas. Wouldn't you rather have an open space and have a light armature so that students can get a free of space to, play around? The columns kind of disturbing the whole playground, wouldn't you think?
So there are two things. One is that the school overlooks a proper playground which has been created by us within the overall master plan and which is now ready, which has a 400-meter track and is designed for cricket, football, everything. Okay, so the school is opening up into this seriously large playground space. So this was the opposite. We needed to create something that was sheltered, and you'd be surprised to see you have to actually go back and see the school and the way the students are using this space. It has become the focal point. Everybody is just literally hanging out there, playing around there and doing that. And the very important thing is that you need to have sheltered space in Rajasthan. Although there is this really large playground, nobody can use it until the evening. It's like 5-6 o'clock, you can't actually use that playground because it is way too sunny. But this courtyard space is usable throughout the day, from morning to the evening.
Hello sir, I wanted to ask, in the last building you showed, how did you ensure the spatial viability for vertical circulation since the floors were getting reduced? So there must be staircases and minimum number of staircases. So how did you ensure that, that we are getting it, getting the viability of the space?
Very pertinent and very interesting. So obviously in the part that goes 4 floors high, the main service core of elevator bank and staircase is there. But in addition, because this is a very large floor plate, the floor plate of this building is 80,000 square feet. So there are staircases distributed all along, and then of course in the 2-level part the staircase only goes up that much, in the 3-level part it goes up 3 levels, but the main core is towards the end where it goes up 4 floors high.
So I am asking that several of your projects have been driven by views as some sort of a central idea. So is it that you love working with views, or is it that you have been getting places that have such a great context?
You mean the design is centered around the views that are available on the site?
Yeah.
Is that your question?
Yeah, your concepts are driven by it, or you like working
No,
with
it
that?
is, sorry. So it is more about north orientation and reducing heat gain. Out of these projects that I showed you, the only one that had view was the Nasik Hotel, the very first one. And yes, there the design was totally based upon creating the views for every single room. Other than that, it is more about north orientation, reducing heat, east, west and south, creating natural ventilation.
Sir, I want to ask, when you are a new architect, when you are a fresher architect, you have some design ideas, they are challenging, and you present them to the clients. And they mostly reject those ideas, saying that it is very much complicated or it cannot be built. So did you have any these types of experiences in your architecture journey when you had this, that you have designed something very good, very intriguing, but your clients just rejected it by saying that nahi chalega, something like that?
So yeah, all of us sitting here have faced it, and not once, number of times. And literally the first time I showed something that was slightly abstract, the client laughed. He literally laughed at my face and said, "अब मजाक बहुत हो गया संजय जी, आप जो actual design बनाया ना वो बताइए." It was that bad. So there is a lot of struggle, and if you think that struggle gets any easier, it does not get easier. Even now you have to keep convincing, keep convincing, keep convincing. The only thing is that you should have conviction in what you're doing, and there should be a reason for what you're doing, and not just because I think this is fashionable and you do it. No. It's because there is a reason, because this is how you create natural light, this is how you create sustainability, whatever. You have to have conviction in what you're doing, and then it is just easier for you to convince. That does not mean that it's a guarantee that you will convince the client, okay? Because there are all kinds of clients. So some will see the reason, some will take that chance and go that, that separate direction, but most of the time it does not happen. So you have to be prepared for that. I'm sorry, but that's reality.
Hi Sanjay, my name is Gauri. I noticed now since you're saying that if you have conviction, you can convince your client. Most of your buildings have this box-like structure. So in your elevation, they appear to be very box-like. Any particular reason?
So yes, you can say that the first two were similar in a way, but then the other two were not. So it's not that everything is a box, they're all different.
But any particular reason?
Yes, there is a reason. So rather than doing, like let's say you're doing one mass and then you're doing something that is akin to just penetration, this is a way of sculpting the building. I look at it that way. Everybody is different and everybody has their own take on it. So the idea, like for example, the Aria Hotel or this thing was to create terraces, but also create the building as if it's a series of stacked volumes. So that was the reason for doing it.
Thank you very much once again, Sanjay. Can we have a huge round of applause?
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much. Thank you.